Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Toledo on this beautiful 27th day of October, 2024. I'm Terry McCauley, the service associate today. I'm here with Seminarian student minister Melissa Jeter, who will be officiating and bringing our sermon. Jeffrey Maxey is providing music today on piano with his voice and conducting our First Unitarian Choir. Ginny Gottman, our Director of Lifelong Learning, will tell today's story, and the tech crew is led by our producer, director, Walter McGee, and he's with Andy Gottman controlling the cameras. Our Board of Trustees Treasurer Jeff Slauson at the soundboard, and Julia McGee, the acting president of our Board of Trustees, taking on kind of a general assignment. There she is. In addition, we have many more volunteers helping with greeters in the lobby, religious education helpers with today's RE activities, and we have a kitchen crew preparing for coffee hour. We are a church with no official doctrine or creed. We don't have you sign anything that says we believe in order to be a member of this religious organization, but we do hope that you will develop your own credos and develop your individual beliefs. We support each other in our searches for truth and meaning, and sometimes finding. We welcome everyone as we sang in our opening song. If you are a visitor, you may notice in the pew rack in front of you a bookmark that has some details about Unitarian Universalism. Feel free to take it with you. There is also a yellow card there which you can use to introduce yourself to us. And if you include your email address, we will send you our weekly update of various activities in the church. As you meet people today, feel free to introduce yourself and ask any questions you may have. We also welcome those of you who are joining us virtually on our Toledo Unitarian YouTube channel, whether live this morning or whenever you tune in. We hope this time serves your spirit.
My name is Melissa Jeter. I am African American with brown skin, with hair styled in locks that look like very dark brown strands of yarn. I am wearing teal glasses, and the earrings match the color of the glasses. I use she, hers pronouns. I am glad you are in the world. I have this pastoral prayer, our lifelong work of liberation. Spirit of life and love, times are tough, and trepidation swirls in our hearts. Groceries are expensive, and our paychecks do not go as far as they used to. Incendiary words drip off the lips of our politicians and sow division in our nation. People we loved are lost to hateful rhetoric and dubious conspiracy theories. And still, there is hope. Through the generations, our democracy has been threatened, questioned, and buffeted. Our government has not always lived up to its ideal of freedom for all. We are grateful for all those organizers, journalists, freedom fighters, clergy, and regular people who knew that the people of our nation are called to do better and be better. those like Grace Lee Boggs, Fannie Lou Hamer, Ida B. Wells, Dolores Huerta, Harriet Tubman, Viola Luiso, and so many others who knew that freedom isn't free, who saw the deep and intricate connections of the human web, who cared enough to show up and keep showing up, who loved the people of this nation enough to keep fighting who we could be. They gave us hope. They gave us hope that even though our democracy isn't perfect, striving toward excellence in the way we care for the people of this nation, serve the people of this nation, and govern the people of this nation is a worthy and noble cause. Our faith also gives us hope, a faith that knows that transformation is a holy and sacred task, that affirms that the democratic process is a faithful act that brings a generous heart and a lens of justice and liberation to all that we do, that values equality and equity, and is centered in love. Our love gives us hope, a revolutionary love that challenges us to find the worth and dignity in those with whom we disagree. Love that inspires us to amplify the voices that are often silenced. Love that holds us when we work for liberation seems so daunting. A love so big it bears the heavy weight of complex humans with ease. Spirit of life, may love, hope, and wisdom guide us in our lifelong work toward liberation. May it be so. Amen, and blessed be. The flame of the chalice that we light in our services symbolizes courage and illumination and honors our search for truth and meaning. Let's all say the words for the chalice lighting together. They're on the screen in our order of service as Terry lights the flame. Our chalice has Unitarian Universalism. We light it and centered in love. May it glow with sacredness and shine for each other. While we're reciting together, Terry will lead us in the covenant of our congregation. This is not a creed, but what we share with general agreement and what we, as a religious community, work toward.
Together, love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.
And now we will have our opening hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Happy Halloween. Melissa mentioned this morning, we all have a lot of fairly serious things on our minds right now. And it's easy to get very stressed out about those things and get anxious and short-tempered. So this morning, we're going to have a very short life lesson that hopefully will help us be able to continually recenter ourselves emotionally. This is called the circle of control. So we're going to start by thinking about just the regular, ordinary things that we do every day. We wake up, get dressed, have breakfast, maybe take care of the dogs or the cats. Maybe we go into work, we have some lunch, come home, have dinner, talk to our families, lots of ordinary things. And we all have things that we would like to have happen during the day. Like we want to wake up refreshed from a good night's sleep. We want to have an easy drive to wherever we're going. We want to do well at our jobs. We really just want everybody to be nice to us, right? Let's think about the things that we do in our days that we can control and the things that we do in our days that we cannot control. What shirt I put on in the morning is within my circle of control. What traffic is like, what the weather is like, what shirt you put on in the morning, Those things are outside my circle of control. And remembering the difference between those two things, within and without our circle of control, can sometimes reduce the burden of anxiety and worry that we can sort of get bogged down in. So, first, our words. Are our words within our circle of control or without our circle of control? Within. What about whether we're honest? Is that within or without our circle of control? Within. This is a challenge. Things we have done in the past. Is that something we can control now at this point? Or is that something that's just done and gone? It's outside. The books we read, the articles we read, the online content that we consume, is that within or without? Within. The things that other people say on the television, in church, to our faces, online, within or without? Without. There's an old joke about how, I can't go to bed right now, someone on the internet is wrong. What about the future? Can we control it? Can we not? No. Tragically, no. What other people think of us, can we control that or can we not? No, we cannot. The only things we can do is be our usual awesome selves and let other people decide what they think. What about whether our teeth get brushed in the morning? Within. What about the content that we ourselves post online? Within. It's easy to get carried away with internet discourse and be a little less civil than we would be in real life. It's just good to know that we have power and control over the things we communicate. What other people post online? Without. What about how much we worry? Within, mostly, is what I would say. We're going to put that on the edge. The things that other people do. Outside. The things that other cars on the road do. Without. Have you ever noticed that everybody who drives slower than you is an idiot, and everybody who drives faster than you is an idiot?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
The things that we do with our own bodies and our own lives. That was poor phrasing. The things that men choose to do with their bodies and their lives is within. Our own choices over what we do with our bodies are sometimes a little bit up in the air. So we're going to put that one on the edge as well. So hopefully, when we tend to think about upcoming stressors that we have, we feel like if we want a thing very hard, and if we think about it all the time, maybe we'll have a little bit of control over what happens in the future. That is not accurate. That is just superstition. All that does is make us feel worse right now than we need to. So when you feel like you have to keep 300 different balls juggling in the air, it helps to think about which things you really can control and let go of the things that you really cannot.
let us sing the children out.
As you go on your way, may you be filled with gladness. Go in joy, go in joy. May fortune bless your day with peace and love and kindness. Go in love, go in love.
Centering music, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another medal. There are cornfields and wheat fields enough to grow. There are sunbeams and moonbeams enough to shine. Oh, listen, Lord, if you want to know, if you want to know what the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. No, not just for some, but just for everyone.
Thank you, Jeffrey. We're going to do a spiritual practice at this time. Turning inward. What I would like you to do is to put both of your feet on the floor. Feel your back against the pew. And let your body be held. It's okay. Just let the body rest. Close your eyes and imagine a place, a person, with whom or where you felt most safe. Now choose a word that represents safety and protection for you. It may be the name you call divine, spirit of life, Papa, Daddy, Mama, Grandma, Big Mama. Hold this name on the tip of your tongue. Return to it anytime your mind wanders. Breathe in deeply through your nose and out through your mouth. And just let go. Continue to breathe normally. If you find your mind has wandered, go back to the tip of your tongue and speak your safe word. Start again. We will have 1 minute of silence in this manner.
The reading is taken from the prophet's lament from the Hebrew Bible, Habakkuk chapter 1, verses 2 to 5. O Lord, how long shall I cry for help, and you will not listen? Or cry to you violence, and you will not save? Why do you make me see wrongdoing and look at trouble? Destruction and violence are before me. Strife and contention arise. So the law becomes slack and justice never prevails. The wicked surround the righteous. Therefore judgment comes forth perverted. Look at the nations and see. Be astonished. Be astounded. For a work is being done in your days that you would not believe if you were told.
My name is Melissa Jeter. I am a seminarian at the Methodist Theological School in Ohio and a candidate for UU ministry. I am affiliated here as a student minister. Reverend Dr. T.K. Barger is the senior minister, and David Strickler is the commissioned lay minister. As always, I am grateful to be here to speak to you today. Though there are many ways to get a word out, I was reminded in a song that everyone who has a sermon does not get a pulpit. I appreciate being able to speak to you in this season of renewal. I will be leading the service today. Usually, our services refrain from introducing ourselves with social location. Yet I understand the importance of this for the visually impaired, and also as this congregation seeks vision in this season of renewal. I think we need to deepen our relationships and leave no person without care. That means leave no one behind. We need each other to survive and thrive in a violent world. So I want you to consider these questions. Who are Toledo Unitarian Universalists? What are the social locations of people in this community? How are we a refuge to each other as well as people we have yet to meet from the violence in the world? How are we a refuge from violence? Could we really create that refuge of beloved community? Answering these questions requires consideration of what I am calling beingness. Beingness is about how we live in the dynamic tension of interconnected relationships in community. Beingness is related to my theological perspective of the world. So, how many people think that theology is only about the study of God? Any hands? Only the study of God. Okay, all right. Let's just be honest, you know. Well, as a Unitarian Universalist, 20 years ago, and initially in seminary, I developed my own UU theology. And I'm going to share some of it with you here. In my personal theology, human nature is primary, because I want to start from what I know is available, what's available to me now, and that's the human condition. While some of the folks that I've studied, Henry Nelson Wyman asks, for what reason should people give themselves over to a deity? I ask, how could we reconcile the emotional anxieties that living brings about in humanity to a larger, greater meaning than ourselves? So when I was studying, I was writing and reading a lot of Karen Armstrong books, and I know that this is just one possible example here, but in her book, The Case for God, she says part of human nature is that we need to make meaning out of our living. Armstrong says that when early human beings killed animals for food, it caused them a lot of anxiety because they saw themselves as siblings to these animals and connected to them. So you're going to kill your brother or your sister so you can eat. The realization that early humans had was that they lived with animals, but also had to kill them in order to eat, in order to survive, and that was a source of anxiety. Consequently, early humans created rituals around killing animals to ease their anxiety. These rituals, ceremonies, and roles for specific persons were to usher the group through one space of anxiety to another. While Armstrong discusses shamans as the persons who lead the rituals to mark the anxiety and the transformation of animals to being food, like people praying over their food, I think that we may have leaders in our communities, such as family therapists or social workers and spiritual guides, if not ministers, plus ordinary, empathetic, trustworthy listeners who assist us today. Rituals can include stories, prayer, meditation, music, and so much more. They mark important milestones in life passages, relationship ruptures, or as some people would say, or my mother would say, oh, you know, so-and-so, your grandmother fell out with that person. Relationship ruptures and reconnections. They got back together. Reconnections to community. They came back home. Reconnections to ourselves. They had to sit down. They had a come to Jesus moment. Anthony Pinn, scholar and advocate of Black humanism, expounds that ritual is derived from an internal need of the community. People seek meaning. Are you seeking meaning? And structure. Therefore, it is religious. And Pinn posits that religion is different from theism. For me, as a UU, the theological task starts with us. How do we make meaning of the beingness of life, such that we can reconcile the violence? How do we answer the questions? Why are we at war? What do we do when we are at war? How do we engage or communicate with people who experience the world differently than I do? And how do I show up for people in my community? How can we be together when all of us are seeing the world from different social locations? And social location is just one of the whats that affects our beingness. If you look at the photo, you all get the opportunity to see how I process these ideas. My drawing, beingness, there's a lot of different things that I have there that affect our beingness. What gives your life meaning when you have experienced death or illness, or war, lack of food? You fell out with your mother, your father. The emotions that come from watching people you love lose their home in the 100-year hurricane that appears more often than 100 years. That creates anxiety. How do we reconcile this? How do we cope? In my personal UU theology, I say we need rituals. Now, rituals, I'm not talking about, now you can light fire, we light fire. You can have a bonfire, you can do that. But it's about times we come together, or you are called to come together. How do we cope? James Luther Adams said that no one exists in a vacuum. So the concern of one is the concern of all. And he was very concerned during World War II with the Nazis in Germany. How do we come together? Covenant together. Yet what I recognize is that we do have a challenging time communicating. And I wonder if this stems from a lack of deep relational ties, real deep relational ties. Like we still fear, we're still kind of intimate strangers. And we have a lot of discomfort about difference, fear of being controlled, rejected, or ridiculed. Nobody likes that. So once again, I ask, where is our refuge from violence? Because our communication can be just that, violent. How well do you know the person sitting next to you? Just look. How well do you know the person sitting next to you? Would you be able to show up for them in a way that they needed, not the way you want to give it to them? I think we've talked about a platinum rule here. Can we do that? If something happened to them, with covenant, we may have an opportunity to learn if we are willing to be curious, grow, and transform how we relate to each other. That means we have to adapt. And that's hard work. That's hard emotional work. How we communicate with each other most likely reflects how we observed and engaged with early caretakers, and a lot of us are far from that time. So it seems like we should be able to do better, right? But when we get angry and we get upset and we get anxious, we just fall right back on that. We default right back. We feel like we were little kids. We find our sister, our brother, our mother, our cousin, some right here in the community. And we left them a long time ago. Probably for that reason. We come back here and the work is not done. So, how we communicate with each other reflects how we engage with early caretakers. Still, perhaps we have missed the opportunities to engage in another way. So, improv provides opportunities to practice accepting what is given and moving forward. Yes, and. Improv is hard if anybody else has done that. People who do jokes, they're really easy to do that. And it's, I am not good at it. I'm not going to say that I'm good at it at all. It's hard for people who think very logically most of the time. without pausing to check in with our emotions, we may react instead of respond. And I heard somebody say one time that somewhere in between the stimulus and the response, you get to pause. And we forget. I forgot. How many people forgot to pause? Did you forget to pause? I forgot. Forgive me. I forgot the pause. We get to choose with whom we engage. This is called mutuality. To meet our objective mission and vision of the church, we need to address our subjective, direct experiences, that beingness. We need to cultivate radically trusting relationships, and that's hard. That's really hard, because then you got to deal with all this stuff and go to therapy and talk to people about what happened and when it happened, and Lord, you don't want to go through this and cry for how many hours, and then you go, can't I just act out? But when harms cause moral injuries, it is important to recognize them. We can't move forward without it. I think there's a book called, On Repentance and Repair. That's a part of the UU read. It is also important to do the deep feeling work. That's why I draw out pictures. That, we have experienced similar harms in primary relationships or from our youth, and we still need to heal that. It doesn't matter how old you are, it still comes back. You run around acting like a 2-year-old. And still, there is no guarantee that the person or people with whom you are engaged will understand or care. So why bother to do it at all? Why not just act out? Can you imagine all of us acting out? Bing, bang, everybody popping up. It's like popcorn. That's dangerous. Listening is a very important gift, yet many of us lack the courage or skill to connect with the feelings of another. We want change. We want to change what they feel because we are uncomfortable. I'm not uncomfortable, you change. You change. We have a hard time naming a feeling. If you start a sentence with, I feel that because you did, that is not a feeling. I feel sad. That's a vulnerable place to say, I feel sad. I'm upset, I'm angry. And then to be able to ask for what you need after that. Maybe you just need a minute. I need a minute to think about this. I feel sad, I feel angry, I'm sorry. I can't talk right now. Nothing against you. I just can't do it right now. Most of the time, we don't know what we feel. And that affects our communication, our ability to be a refuge to one another, let alone anyone else. Hopefully, we get many opportunities to learn something different that allows you to meet your needs and the needs of people in which you are a relationship. And if you're a people pleaser, you probably don't know what you need. I'm just saying, because experience often pulls out exactly. You can identify it in others quicker than you can identify it in yourself. So in my personal UU theology, I continue to address how we can seek ways to understand ourselves as human beings, because as Henry Nielsen Wyman said, his problem was to get more reliable information about the nature of reality. How do we know? We got enough information, enough science? Is it accurate? Is it relevant? Curtis Reese also discusses the search for the tools to assist us in understanding human nature. We do have more tools. Within the last 20 years, there's way more tools to understand why we do what we do. We do need to pause between that stimulus. There is information that is available in various disciplines that provide the reliable information that Wyman and Reese seek. And I offer my drawings as demonstration of how I address reconciling new information from psychologists, chaplains, and authors telling their life stories in my own search to understand. I, too, am on this journey. Reflection is important to beingness. I am curious, and I like thinking. And when I get stuck with the feelings part, sometimes I need to draw it out. Some people can do other things. And I think Brene Brown is somebody who talked about drawing. Well, you do your little drawing. But it's also about being vulnerable. And sometimes we have a hard time letting ourselves be vulnerable, and we don't want anybody else to be vulnerable either. It makes us uncomfortable. The mission of First Unitarian Church of Toledo is fostering spiritual growth and compassionate action. As we work towards realizing our vision of becoming a vibrant, inclusive, spiritual community that achieves growth, visibility, and relevance. How is the beingness of this congregation meeting the mission and vision? To answer this question, Toledo Unitarian Universalists need to answer questions about social location and how you will make meaning about emotional anxieties. How are you going to show up for people? And maybe you can't, maybe somebody else can. What does it mean to Toledo Unitarians when injustice knocks on the door of your neighbor sitting in the pew next to you? How will you care? It's not easy to be you. To be in a free faith requires some decisions about how you will be, how you deepen relationships, In this season of renewal, it is a time for introspection and reflecting on our relationships. Look at your beingness. I have to look at mine. How does it allow people to be a refuge in a world where there is injustice? Where is our beloved community? How do we make meaning of this journey called life? Because nobody's getting out alive. We have no doctrine, no creed. Are we willing to build the efficacy to have deeper relationships with each other? All of us. We don't leave anybody behind. Because we need each other. I need you. You need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray you need me. We're all a part of God's body. Stand with me. Agree with me. We're all a part of God's body. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. I pray for you. You pray for me. I love you. I need you to survive.
I won't harm you.
I won't harm
with
you.
words from my mouth.
I love you. I need you to survive.
I pray for you.
I pray for you.
You pray for
You pray for
me.
me.
I love you. I need you to survive. I won't
harm you
with words from my mouth.
I love you. I need you to survive.
I pray for you.
I pray for you. You pray for me.
I need you to survive. I won't
Harm you with words from my mouth. I love you. I need you to survive.
I pray for
I
you.
pray for you.
Pray for
me.
I love you. I need you to survive.
I need you to survive.
On you
With words from my mouth. I love you.
I need you to survive. It is His will
That every need be supplied.
You are important to
You are important to me.
I need you to survive.
I need you to survive.
You are important to me. I
I need you to
survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive.
It's an all-in, folks. It's an all play. Everybody in. We all got baggage. We all got the beingness of bad habits. We just got to figure it out. I need you to survive. We need to survive. Think about what you can do. So be it.
Thank you, Melissa. Now it's time to ask for our offering. We ask you here in this room, and you who are watching on screen, to honor the Toledo Unitarians in part through your generous financial giving. We are a self-supporting congregation, so members' pledges are important to us, but it would also help if you put a little extra in the basket. We will pass the baskets here in the sanctuary. You will be seeing on video suggested ways of giving. We also have a basket in the lobby for pledge payments and other donations. Looking at the screen, you can see that you can go to uutoledo.org to click on Give, then Online Giving, or you can scan the QR code, or you can send us a check, in a good old U.S. mail. First Unitarian Church of Toledo, 3205 Glendale, Toledo 43615. We sincerely thank you so much for whatever you can give. Thank you for helping Unitarian Universalism to thrive in Toledo.
Our offering hymn is 131. If you want to sing with us, love will guide us. Love will guide us, peace has tried us, hope inside us, will lead the way. Change the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace has dried us, hope inside us, will lead the way on the road from greed to giving. Love will guide us.
It's the coming soon part of our service, where we tell you what's on the calendar for next week. We give some announcements, and we also let you know what's up for right after the service. Join us for spiritual adventures at 9:45 on Sunday, when our guest speaker will be. Is it Jenny? What? Hello.
For Spiritual Forum next Sunday at 9:45, we will give the adults a sample of what our children are learning in the classroom. We are going to watch the Pixar short Jack Jack Attack and discuss the spiritual and ethical implications contained within.
I'm so excited about that. I need to study. Jack Jack. I love Jack Jack. Okay. And then for our Sunday service at 11 a.m. here in the sanctuary and on your YouTube channel, our senior minister, Reverend Dr. Tim Barger, will lead a service on anxiety, which asks what the possibility is. Did we do that again? He's going to ask about what's the possibility of being a beloved community? That's what I was doing. Okay. But you are going to talk about anxiety. That's right.
You're anxious about it too, aren't you?
I know, right? 2 days before the election, we are going to be talking about anxiety. That makes sense. We got feelings. All right, we got feelings. Terry?
Yep.
Okay.
In case you don't realize it, it's only 20 days till our annual Christmas Bazaar. It's going to be a very big event. It's going to be a bake sale, a food sale, Unitarian Universalist craft table, holiday table, raffle baskets, and possibly a silent auction. That's a lot going on, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun, so I invite all of you to come, and bring your family and friends too. Now, helpers are needed. That's no surprise, but vendors are needed also. And for more information, you can contact Sandra Kosek-Sills or Marnus Lawson. But the Holiday Bazaar is a big deal, and it's a lot of fun, so please come. Right after today's service, we're having a potluck. That's one that everybody likes. If you haven't brought anything, it's okay, don't worry, there'll be plenty there. It's a good time to eat and socialize with one another. That fellowship is very important. So I want to ask you all to come to that, to be part of it. One other thing I want to mention is the membership team is having a meeting after the service. We're going to get our lunches and go down to the topic room and have a discussion about membership and how we can bring new members in, how we can support the members we have, and just how membership is important. So you're all invited. Anybody that wants to come and that, we're looking for people who will come and be willing to help. So get your food, come and join us. But definitely be there for one another for some good social time.
Thank you, Terry. So let's close this circle with one last spiritual practice. We have gone beyond ourselves with pastoral time of what's on our minds, our hearts, our spirits. We've tuned in. I hope you kept that person, that place, that safe place on the tip of your tongue. Come back to that at any time. For our meta spiritual practice, let us say together, may I, may we, and all beings be well, be happy, be peaceful, be safe, awaken to the light of our true nature, and be free. Please join me in saying our words for extinguishing the chalice. We send the flame Go in peace, holding, knowing, and centering love in your lives, and sharing love in your actions. We'll reprise the I need you.
I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive. I pray for you, you pray for me. I love you, I need you to survive. I won't harm you with words from my mouth. I love you, I need you to survive. It is His will that every need be supplied. You are important to me. I need you to survive. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Yes, I do. You are important to me. I need you to survive. Have a great day, y'all.